Welcome to the Kentucky Fathers Podcast. This is our first podcast for the new year, so please like, subscribe, and share this this particular commentary I'm about to make. I want to talk to you guys today, you fathers, about how a couple of simple ways we can create strong bonds with our daughters. Many times as fathers, we don't make a conscious decision to emotionally and socially and intellectually bond with our daughters. And that's something we shouldn't just assume their love. Now, to some degree, we can assume their love because, let's face the facts. We're the first major male figure in your daughter's life, and we will be that male figure who's there as daddy, as their father, regardless. It doesn't matter. We are there. We are daddy. We are the father. But I do think it is very, very important we create strong emotional, social, and intellectual bonds with our daughters. We consciously do that. We just don't leave that up to, hey, however, whatever. We don't do that. And so one thing I suggest to fathers, and this is something I did with my daughter, Sarah. I one time went to this Christian men's conference, and it was down in Alabama. And so there was one guy giving a workshop, and the name of his workshop was How to Date Your Daughter. I said, man, that is weird. So I attended the workshop, listened to what the guy had to say, changed my life. Really had an impact on how I serve my daughter as a father. And so one of the things he suggested was how to date your daughter. And he suggested that once a month, you should ask your daughter out on a date. Like a movie and dinner or a movie and dinner. And you ask her out. And you ask her for, and a date is not like, well, come on, kid, we're going here. No, you ask her, hey, it'd be my honor, Sarah, Mary, Marcy, whatever, if you would go out on a date with me. I was thinking that we'd go to this movie or go to this restaurant or go to this movie and later this restaurant. And, let them say whatever. More than likely, they're going to say yes. So let's just say they say yes. Then the day of the date, well, maybe the day before, clean the car out. Clean it out real good. Or maybe even rent a limo for the night. 2, show up in your best clothing. A nice suit or some casual smart outfit. Have on some nice cologne. And then open the door for her. Getting into the limo, getting into the car, open the door for her. Open the door for her into the movie theater, the restaurant. Order for her at the restaurant. Baby, may I order for you? Just things like that. Just treat her like, just treat her like a queen. Date her, So then, and try to do that once a month if possible. Just date your daughter. Take her out. You're going to show through your example how she should expect to be dated, expect to be courted or dated in the future. Some guy rolls up and he's stinking high heaven. He hadn't combed his hair and that kind of crazy stuff. She should start thinking, wow, my daddy didn't do that. And of course, you pay for everything. She's like, wow, this guy I'm dating, he didn't pay for anything. He didn't open any doors for me. He didn't bother to dress up and get, clean or nothing. Okay? You're planting that seed. Whether she acknowledges it or not, you're planting those seeds. Here's another thing. Now, this is one thing I did when I was separated from my wife's, from my daughter's mother. And nothing I can do. The marriage is over. I begged her for counseling. We went to a few counseling sessions, but, when it was all said and done, she decided to leave me. So I started investing more of my time with my daughter. Just because I'm separated from my mother doesn't mean I'm no longer Sarah's father, right? Makes sense, right? So I would do a day with Sarah. Every Saturday was Sarah's day with her daddy. And I would pick her up and just say, okay, kid, what do you want to do today? Or if I had to work, or if I had to do a tournament or something like that, I say, Sarah, here are the things we're going to do today. But what activity would you like to do? So it was a day with Daddy. And that impacted both of us to the point to where I got a new job with the Salvation Army. And I really wanted to become like a Salvation Army officer. But you had to work every Saturday. And so I was stuck. I really wanted to make a career out of being a Salvation Army officer. I talked to an officer about the training and the whole bit. I was gung-ho. But I had to work every Saturday. So I made a decision. I said, well, I could give up this day, day with Daddy, or I could, I decided to leave the Salvation Army. It was hard for me to do that. I left so that I could return to giving Sarah every Saturday. That was her day with Daddy every Saturday. So it doesn't have to be a Saturday. It could be a Sunday. It could be a Tuesday. But just give your daughter, particularly if you're separated from the mother or you're divorced from the mother, you give your daughter one day out of the week that belongs to her, that belongs to the two of you. She says, well, Daddy, I like to do this or I like to go there. Hey, do what you can do. This is her day with Daddy. Guys, my Facebook page, Kentucky Fathers, check it out, follow it, and I'll be giving some more tips. And our whole objective is to help fathers become better fathers today than what they were yesterday.